All right, welcome back to another edition of the Warheads. We got the usual suspects with a new brother on the set by the name of Cell. You get to hear from him a little bit later. But today we wanted to kind of go in on the topic of Fresh and Fit versus Brittany Renner. She appeared on DJ Academic's show. DJ Academic served as a mediator between the two. And I want to play a couple of clips just to kind of set up the show. And then you brothers can give your opinion. We know Fresh and Fit has been under the microscope lately, I'm sorry, going in on black women, talking about how they don't like dark women or whatever the case may be. And it's not even a matter of preference. It's like they're saying they're like just worthless from top to bottom. But I wanted to play a couple of clips from the DJ Academic show, and we'll go from there.
Honestly, it's just I speak with conviction. Yeah, I mean, for you to say girls like me, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm assuming if I go off of what people have said about me, I'm a gold digger who finessed my boyfriend who I lived with and wanted to marry me and still would want to have more kids with me if I wanted to stay with him. I finessed him, and I guess I'm a gold digger. And so all girls...
I said at the top, men and women, it's a delicate dance between the two genders to get what they want, correct? I said men want sex, women want resources, attention, money, time, whatever it is from a man. It changes per girl. Some girls want money, some girls want attention, some girls want time, or some girls want a hot guy, whatever it is. But there's a multivariate requirement from women of what they want. Men typically it's just sex. So in that regards of intersexual dynamics between men and women, I'm saying you're not special because you're like every other girl.
All right, so you guys saw the clips, some of the questions being raised, and we can go in a little bit deeper, but just to get the conversation started, because I have some questions. What do men really want in relationships? Myron is trying to say that we just want sex. True or false? Is that all we want?
That's a falsehood. That's a falsehood. I guess I'll go ahead and start it off by saying that first of all, we're interested in more than just the sex from a woman. Is that a big part of why they're around, or a decent portion? Probably for a lot of guys. But for anybody who's got any depth to them, you're definitely looking for more than just sex, because sex is it's a random thing. For me, it's kind of just an act. It's kind of just like jogging or something like that. You know what I mean? Or doing push-ups. So it's just an act that you do, but it wouldn't be the main reason for why I would want to be around a woman. There's some other reasons why, the companionship alone, to have somebody to bond with on the daily, to share your experiences with, to laugh with, that type of stuff, but not just the sex alone.
Zoe?
I mean, after watching that clip, I don't know, it's different, because it's like, I think they mainly touch base on like the dating world, like Instagram and like all the apps and stuff, and it's generally, it is what it is. Like, that's pretty much like the new generation, and not that it hasn't been that way for a while, but it's just how they're more blatantly open with it. But we all know what she did. We all seen it. There's there's exceptions to everything, but I mean, they probably could have found a better way to say the shit that they say, but they may have some truth in what they say sometimes, or touch aspects of it. yeah, I don't know. They're weird to me. I've like me and Roscoe done talked about that shit for a while now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to like, just because I just watch just random shit, and I caught on some of their shit, and it's funny for the most part. But yeah, you kind of got to see what the actual character of the people are that, and I don't know, they're weird. They're weird. And dude's like an ex-Fed. He the other one, he what's his name? Fresh. He from Barbados or something, and he
Both of
just
these
seems like
dudes
a
are
he just
weirdos,
seems like a
man.
send off, like somebody you just does whatever whatever Myron says. That's what
Yeah,
he's
no,
already on it. Like,
these dudes weirdos, man.
but to each his own. Find a lane, whatever. You have the right to say whatever you have to say, but I mean, just be conscious of the backlash that will come about, because nobody. I mean, they do have a following, so that's the maybe we have to look further into it. I mean, it is weird when you look at just little clips. You have to look at the grander scheme rather than just like periscoping in the 10 seconds of an hour long shit. But yeah,
Eric.
I think the question, what do men really want in a relationship, depends upon the woman. Depends upon the situation with whatever female that they're dealing with. And there are men out there who don't want anything from a woman. They just be by themselves. Then you have the guy who has many different women and just enjoy that aspect. And then you have the guy who just wants one woman and that's it and that's all. So it depends upon what the guy is really looking for and what woman he's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And understanding what role you're necessarily playing in his network. You know what I'm saying? When you're dating, you're figuring out whose bullshit you can take on and who can take on your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes both ways. Nobody's going to go into a relationship and just be like, hey, I have nothing, no baggage, none of that shit, no emotional damage, no even physical damage or anything like that. Nobody goes into a relationship like that. Everybody's coming in with their own sets of problems. Now, whether or not you can handle that person's bullshit, that's the key. And can they handle yours? You know what I'm saying? Because then you provide a balance there. But it's also acknowledging that you do have those things. And I think a lot of times men and women, because we oftentimes put this on the ladies because we're men, but also men as well. We jump in and out of relationships without fully taking a picture of yourself and looking in the mirror and was like, where did I fuck up? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? How could I improve myself as a being? You know what I'm saying? So from there, that's what I think that the relationship standpoint and where you go.
So
All right, I'm gonna kind of follow behind Peeps here. For me, I think relationships require so much responsibility, especially from a man's perspective in considering wanting to pursue one. So with that being said, it has to be some type of level of maturity. And what I mean as far as working on yourself in order to value something that's more meaningful and more deeper than just the sexual cultural programming that we have in society nowadays. Like that's what makes that individual, that brother, more rare and hard to find. And say, as women say, they're kind of hard to find out here. They out here, they just hard to find. But with society and pop culture going on these days, man, it's easier to sell sex. It is. I mean, let's just keep it 100. It's easier to sell sex, and it's been like that for decades. Real talk, it has. So for me, I just believe it's maturity more than anything. I think every man wants to be in a meaningful relationship. It's just walking across that landmine, trying to pick a pride, trying to find that one in order for that to actually become a reality. So that's how I
yeah,
feel.
yeah. When I think about the show, I didn't play a whole lot of the show just for copyright purposes. I just wanted to put some short clips on. But when I think about the entire show, when you watch it, his assertion, Myron's assertion was that men primarily only want sex. And I'll just go back to what Roscoe was saying earlier. I can't think of a real man, maybe a F boy, but no real man is just dealing with a woman or women from the perspective of just wanting sex. That seems so shallow and vapid at the end of the day. And so he's the one that I have questions about. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. But as far as Brittany is concerned, because he says he has his show, and the purpose of it is to warn men against women like her. And she gave a very well spoken soliloquy about how she isn't what we know she is. And he brought up none of her transgressions. And so I wanted to ask the question, has Brittany repented? I feel like this: a woman who is on the record is saying, you know, it's easy to get money. You just got to target athletes because they're dumb. A woman who is on the record is saying her favorite sports team is the team of the player who she's having sex with at that time. It's like he brought up none of those points. Right. And he was kind of led out like to pasture by this woman who's clearly out here as an opportunist. And so I guess I'm asking the question, not just has Brittany repented, can she repent? I feel like they kind of dropped the ball as a group by not highlighting these things because she had them on the ropes. And so what you got, Roscoe?
No, I was just gonna say you kind of beat me to the punch on the question that I had about the whole issue. You know, is the fact that they didn't put a spotlight on some of the things that she's put out there in social media that kind of contradicts the person that she's trying to portray on that show. So yeah, that was a big thing for me, because for her to go and try to paint herself in this light, like it was just like she's being misrepresented. And as far as social media is concerned, and the image that she's putting out there herself, you know, right. she's putting these images out herself of, you know, her with scraped knees from doing fellatio with whoever, you know, or you know, putting you know, booty shots of her on Instagram or whatever she's doing that, like I said, contradicts this whole little charade that she's trying to put on in front of them. But yeah, you're right. They didn't put a spotlight on none of that stuff at all. You know, just trying to and like you said, it goes beyond, you know, just not asking the right questions with these fresh and fit dudes, because it's been I've been watching them for a little bit. You know, it probably goes back to, you know, the Ivan Preach saga with these guys, but kind of since then, and there's been, you know, instances along the way. You know, you can go to the Asian doll incident. There's been some other ones, you know, the incident where the young lady actually at some point near the end of the show, she actually pulls a gun out of her purse. You know what I mean? You know, just a lot of these type of issues where I saw Myron is his name. Is that the lighter one, the Middle Easternish looking dude, Sudanish, wherever he's from. But yeah, no, that guy, you know, he's been a big part of a lot of why some of these blow-ups have been happening. You know, that interaction between him and Asian Doll didn't need to happen the way that it did. The interaction with the lady with the gun, it didn't need to jump off like that, but it was all spurred by the kind of energy he was putting off, you know. But I don't want to ramble. I want to give everybody else a chance to kind of say what they got to say. But yeah, no, I've had quite a few issues with what I've been seeing and hearing from those dudes.
So,
Well, I was watching another little interview with him or with them, and I did watch the Asian doll. She did kind of go in without knowing what was going on, and then I mean, I get where it could have been. It was just all confusion because it's just miscommunication. There's a lot times that you could say things better. Some people just don't pick that way. I think it's more for shock value anyway, because I mean they do get some type of hype from all of this reaction. So I don't know. It's they are weird. Like they lost a lot of shit. Like for me at least, like when I was watching them, I was cool, and then like I seen the shit that they did with like Abba and Preach when they did all the striking, and they were just striking out everybody that like it was like they had like 30 or 25 violations on one channel, and then everybody that I was watching had strikes from them, and it's like, dude, you can't do that. Like, so that's what the thing is not able to take the criticism maybe, and even change the way that you could maybe say things. Because I mean, if they found a way to say it a little bit, maybe you'd have a little more people that would listen. But then again, they have a whole stem of people that listen to them. I mean, they do have different aspects on the show, so it's not only that, but that's what they're most famous for, because it causes the drama. It riles shit up. Everybody reacts to it, and that's why I think it's just more shock value.
Eric.
I'm going to piggyback off what Zoe said. I mean, good publicity, bad publicity is still publicity. You know what I'm saying? So, whether or not, you know what I'm saying, they're right or they're wrong, they're still getting people to talk about them. We're talking about them right now. We're talking about Brittany as well. You know what I'm saying? Why would she repent when her name is still being circulated? She's still getting energy. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got to repent. She's still getting that energy. She's still getting money. She's still getting the attention that she clearly wants. You know what I'm saying? And, can she repent for, everything? Of course. You know what I'm saying? People can't have the ability to change, but she has to have a reason to change. She has to have a reason to change. And as of right now, she doesn't have any.
Go ahead, Sal.
I don't have much on this. I know a little bit about Brittany, not much. I know her from following her on Instagram and shit. Little fitness model little here and now and that. But I ain't really keep a big eyeball on her until the whole incident with the $200,000 a month child support with old boy from Kentucky. But do I think she repented? I don't think so, because some certain stuff that I'm still seeing, she's still talking about stepdaddy season and X, Y, and Z. So I also take into account she's still young too, though, man. I think she's like 27, 26, somewhere around there. She's young.
I think she's 29. I think.
Okay, she's a little older now. Okay.
Yeah.
She's about to be 30, actually.
I still take it in account of as immaturity, and I mean it's kind of the thing nowadays with women nowadays. I mean, got an opportunity, take it, and it is what it is. I don't think she has, though, from what I'm seeing, and probably come with time, maturity. I got hope for her, just a little bit.
So, what I wanted to bring about is the character Myron, because he is a character to me. He's on record trying to say that foundational Black Americans are lazy, racism don't exist. He said a lot of stuff about us, not understanding, our role in building this country and whatnot. And so some things have been, when people say certain things, people start researching, things start coming from up under rocks.
Oh my God!
People start to be able to pull the curtain down and see that the Wizard of Oz is not a wizard, but a mere man who's in support of rainbows and things of that nature.
Look at this. That's quite compromising.
I was giving it the benefit of the doubt with the first photo. I'm like, maybe a family member or somebody. This one here.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to make sure that it's not, because Photoshop is real, but this, I don't know, man.
I'm looking at my man's on the computer though.
I mean, what kind of party is this, dude? And they just
not a party I want to be invited to.
I mean, no, it's too much sausage, bro. Too much sausage at the party.
But with a person who has so much to say about foundational Black American men and his hatred for Black women, and then you start to see all these things pop up about him, he really does become a polarizing figure in the space of social media, and he has to be questioned. There has to be an inquisition of some sort. Off with his head. Come on, Roscoe.
Ooh, man, dude, I got so much when it comes to both of these guys. Myron in particular is a guy, again, like I said earlier, because of a lot of the things that have been happening between them and the Abba and Preach thing. That really put a kind of a spotlight on them for me, because I start looking at when I see certain behaviors. Now I'm starting to look at character traits in certain people, and so like I've been keeping my eye on this dude and like some of the things he's been saying, how he moves when I do get to see him, but he's been saying some questionable things and doing some questionable things, and I don't even understand like why anybody would be I don't know if they're regarded as like relationship experts or something like that, just because they speak on it, but they don't sound like anybody could be an expert. I think that's the one thing. I think life experience is going to teach all of us some things, about people, but this guy, the interactions with the Abba and Preach guys for putting strikes on people because they're just making comments about you and your podcast. That's questionable behavior for me. Like, why would a grown man who's in this realm, who should understand that people are gonna take clips from your shows and stuff like that and use it to break down whatever their arguments are, you know what I mean? So that's just a thing that happens. But for you to take it personally, the situation with Asian Doll, when that interaction was happening, I think that he overreacted in that situation. Was she being disrespectful in that situation by having side conversations as the podcast is going on? Yes, she was. That was disrespectful. But the way that he came at her, after the fact, he was doing too much. As a man, as a supposed leader, as a supposed person who's trying to run a podcast, it just wasn't the type of behavior you should be exhibiting. You should be a little bigger than that. And there's some things that you should give some liberties to, So I think some of his interactions with women in particular have been the things that I've been looking at, the things that he's been saying about Black women and how, I heard him and the other one say something about like they don't.
The other one, he don't even get a full name.
No, he's a fuck dude too.
Myron is the transgressor.
No, they big time fuck dudes. I'm gonna just put that out there. But he said that we don't date the darkies. We don't date the Shaniquas. That type of stuff. Now, I'm gonna be truthful. This is not stuff that a lot of, and he's not a Black guy. At least I think I don't know if he's half and half or whatever. I think he's half Sudanese, and I don't know what the other half consists of. But a lot of black guys will say some stuff like this, you know, about how they don't date Shaniquas and all that stuff. But if we saying stuff like that, we're talking about certain behaviors and not black women in general.
Right.
Overall, you know what I mean? So I know I'm rambling and I'm just going on and on, but I needed to put that out about this guy and the other guy. But you know, you can continue. I'm sorry.
Zoe, I need your 2 cents, brother.
Yeah, I mean, he's questionable all in general. I've even when I started looking into him, he has like accounts at Sugar Baby websites, and like he does like the total opposite of what you would say. Like he says he doesn't pay for box, but then he does, because then I mean, what are you doing on that site? I don't know. It's weird because it's like we could be having this discussion 10 years from now and be like, man, he was right before anybody with certain shit that he said, or we could be like, he was a damn fool like we are now. But I think it's more for shock value, like I said, because they have like they have on their show. I mean, they have different aspects of their show. Like it's like business and accounting, bacon, fitness, and then it's this, and on Friday they have like a call-in show where people do call in, and I think he may be trying to be too hard, or like trying to be on his Kevin Samuels shit, and maybe he exceeds it, but that's what his audience is asking for at the same time. So it's like maybe he's caught in between. But yeah, that's why I said that I think it's more for the shock value of just the shit, just because like when the way they react when they have like people calling in, they have people calling in saying that they've like saved their lives with how they were being treated, and they were thinking this and this and that, da, da, da. But they don't, that type of shit. I mean, not that it should be monetized on, but it's not pushed out there. So, you know what I'm saying? So there's different aspects of it. I just think that he's a little weirdo when they do all this extra shit. Like it's, I mean, with the striking, with the Abba and Preach, with the like, there's too many flags right now to say that he's not questionable at the least. Like it's definitely something that needs to be looked into. But yeah, I think it's more for shock value and just to get that reaction, man. Everybody likes the drama.
What you say that he done moved past the red flag, the crimson flags to the black flags? Don't black flags mean you dead? You DOA?
Hey,
this dude is DOA.
He don't know it yet. I don't know.
You got anything to add, Eric?
But like it really is just playing off of your audience, playing off of what attracts the most attention, what attracts the most views, and people love drama. It's just that plain and simple. It's the reason why we go to cinema. It's the reason why we cut on our TVs. It's the reason why when we cut on our TVs and watch the news, there's always about shootings or the issues over in Ukraine. It's all drama, and we voluntarily or involuntarily we get suckered right into it. Don't nobody want to hear something about little Ray, you know, who had autism, just graduated from Harvard. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck. They be like, oh yeah, cool. Did you hear about, man, Trishawn shot LaQuisha in the face and shot her in the foot? And then that gets everybody buzzing. You know what I'm saying? I just read across some other stuff this morning. Lil Durk is into it with somebody again. Talking about somebody about to be dead. I don't know what exactly is going on, but I just saw something with Lil Durk. That's going to get a lot of attention. Instead of people saying, yo, chill, somebody get these cats to chill because somebody's going to die, it's going to be like, man, Joe, and everybody going to be choosing their sides and shit. They love people. It's in human DNA. They love drama. So am I going to be mad at homie for feeding off of that? No, absolutely not. Go ahead and make your dollar. You know what I'm saying? That's his hustle. That's what his people want, indirectly or directly. And he just capitalizing on that. Hey.
I guess that's why sites like World Star are so popular, and shows like Love and Hip Hop get so many ratings. I don't think the world would know what to do if True Peace was on the planet.
Facts.
They go out of their way to create some drama.
Facts.
You'd have to have the purge.
Oh man, you talking about a whole?
I'm saying that's what it would end up being, man. Motherfuckers would,
the purge of the dramatic.
No, but that's what it would lead to, because you would have a bunch of people that be like, man, I ain't fucking down for this shit.
Marcel would be the main one out there talking about the hunt his own, putting on black motherfucking tar and shit underneath his eyes and shit. Homemade bow and arrows and shit, nigga.
Get this Rambo on.
That's when you need to get. That's when you need to make him a visit the day before the purge and shit. Like, it's gonna take you out before the purge.
Y'all crazy.
So you talking about something real right now, because that's a very serious thing you just said. In order for there to be peace, you have to purge the drama kings and queens. Wow.
Yeah, no, that's the real.
But it ain't gonna happen, because everybody wants to be the king and queens. So everybody, like, you get rid of them, there's gonna be a whole new set. Like, it's
no,
damn, that's crazy. What if it does create some sort of level of escalation? You know, you create an even bigger,
you
know what I'm saying, nuisance, man.
You realize you be like, oh shit, fuck.
Right. Like, I'd rather deal with this shit, man. Who the fuck is this nigga, man?
Like, hey, can we go back?
He just don't give a fuck.
LA for Life said the elite do that anyway. Hilarious. Yeah. But Sel, did you have anything to say before we got up out of here, brother?
I mean, pretty much following off of Eric, man. I mean, drama creates publicity. Short, sweet, and simple. Like, we need it in our everyday lives. I know for me, this is just me. I wake up in the morning, get on my little phone. I'll be looking at World Star. I'll be looking at my Instagram, just seeing what's going on in the world for drama and craziness, just because it's out there. It's entertaining to me. Some of this shit's fun. So, I mean, if you already kind of a part of that lane and you kind of already see where the need is at and folks are feeding into it, it's me as an individual or a hustler, I'm going to give you what you want. You know, I'm the supplier. You know, I'm going to give it to you. You the feed, I'm the supplier. I'm going to feed you what you want. Whether I wholeheartedly agree with it or not, doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Because if we all had an ethical standpoint on everything, then a lot of us would be SOL, to be honest. Just keeping on it. So if they want it, I'm providing. Whether I believe that or not off screen is a whole nother story. But as long as I'm on this screen and it's lights, camera, action, I'm going to give you what you want. So that's how I feel. If there's an opportunity for it, I'm gonna provide it.
I feel you on that. I agree with most of what you brothers were saying. But we're going to get up out of here. But before we do, I just want to let the world know to go over to my boy's page, You Made Roscoe. Check him out. Him and Zoe, they're doing a lot of reactions over there. Really good channel. Go over there and support my brother. And other than that, Warheads out.
Whoa!